Alright YouTube, so right now it is very snowy in front of me, which gave me the idea to create this vlog talking about the Dune series and what I think could go in the direction after Dune Messiah with, we have 4 books that could be filmed and many say they're unfilmable, or at least that was the impression I got when Googling forums and, talking about the Dune series. Like, a lot of people apparently thought the first one was unfilmable, but as technology advances and, movies become more creative and directors find amazing ways to deliver us movies. I think, where is as corny as it sounds, where there's a will, there's a way. And I think that could apply for the rest of the Dune series. So I want to talk about some ideas I have. Now, mind you, I haven't read the rest of the Dune books other than the first 2 so far, which I'm absolutely loving. I'm excited to read the other ones, including the 3rd one, Children of Dune, which the children of Paul and Chani have been cast, and I know one of them is Jason Momoa's son, which I did not draw the Children of Dune on this poster, but I drew this off a book cover, which these book covers are absolutely incredible. They say not to judge a book by its cover, but the Dune series has not less than stellar, amazing covers. So I think this would be the hardest, but also the most interesting and the most impressive if done correctly to film, which is God, Emperor of Dune, which, this character is an interpretation that I found of this character, which I think, it could be incredible to see on the big screen. And we all know Dune series are filmed, or the Dune movies are filmed for IMAX, and I imagine that'll be true for the rest of the movies. Here we have my personal favorite title of them, Heretics of Dune. Very cool, right? And here we have the last Dune book, Chapter House of Dune. Now, I want to talk about who I think could direct the rest of these movies, but I don't think the rest of the 4 books will be Dune movies, but I do think we'll definitely get a series, probably an animated. And the reason I'm holding this drawing of Batman is because I think the director of the Dark Knight Trilogy, Christopher Nolan, could be a very good cinematographer and director of a Dune movie. I know it's a little off-brand for him to do a sci-fi movie, but with the Odyssey coming out next year, I think that'll kind of break the trend and sort of show that he can direct sort of unrealistic-ish movies. Now, I know the Odyssey he's saying is going to feel realistic, but I could see that still being incredible to see like a realistic-ish Dune. But whatever the case is, I think he'll do a great job directing maybe even a Dune mini-series for whichever book they go with, and then that leaves the other 3 movies who I have a perfect director in mind for. And that's Rian Johnson, the director of Knives Out and The Last Jedi, which I know is a very polarizing movie and it's probably a controversial pick for him to direct 3 Dune movies. But I think with his Star Wars trilogy, gutted, that, this could be the perfect opportunity for him to dive in and create 3 movies. Because I feel like, although I do like the sequel trilogy, one small problem that they do have is sort of inconsistency in terms of directing. I feel like they kind of went in different stories. Like the first one, the Force Awakens and The Last Jedi and The Rise of Skywalker just feel like kind of all disconnected. But I think if Johnson gets a trilogy, and we've seen he can make trilogies with the Knives Out franchise, so although The Last Jedi does have a lot of people that don't like it, I haven't heard any complaints about the visuals per se, at least not in a while. So I do think he definitely has the sci-fi experience down. But as long as he follows the Dune trilogy faithfully, and or the Dune books rather faithfully, and I think that's what's important, is because although the book is always better than the movie, I think these books can be movies if done perfectly correctly, which is why I think a guy like Christopher Nolan and Rian Johnson would be great directors for either a series or movies. Whichever way it goes, I'm really excited for Dune Messiah. Currently reading it. It's really interesting. Not as good as the first one, but that's a hard feat to beat. I could also see them doing an animated Dune series, although I'm sure, that people will want it live action because everyone wants things live action. But personally, I love animated stuff, so if they make an animated Dune series, I have no complaints. But I do think that would maybe work a little bit better as like a series sort of similar to the Star Wars, the Clone Wars and Star Wars Clone Wars series, although one of them was deemed uncanon. But I think like sort of that kind of vibe for a Dune series would work great. And I'm going to conclude this vlog with this drawing of 6 Pokemon that will be featured in the next vlog. So overall, to conclude, I think Rian Johnson could be a great director for the Dune series, and I think someone like Christopher Nolan, or someone even with a fraction of his directorial skills, could be great for Dune movies. So overall, if they don't make the Dune books into movies, I won't cry, because I can understand it's probably a hard feat and would probably be a big risk. But until then, thank you guys so much for watching. See you more soon. Goodbye.